minute scratch-offs. First, we go to the great state of Connecticut. What's Connecticut? The nutmeg state? Pennsylvania's Keystone? Connecticut's nutmeg? I went there at the very tail end of 2019. Yes, not 2020, December of 2019. So this was like 2 or 3 months in the before times, pre-pandemic. And I picked up almost a year and a half ago this $20 ticket and this $30 US dollar ticket. And these $50 worth of tickets have sat here at Casa de Stud Muffin for 17 months in anticipation of a moment like now. And originally, I wanted to keep them for a while and say, at a moment like this, we would play them and we would give proceeds to St. Jude Children's Hospital, where we always give proceeds to, where we have either donated or solicited donation so far this calendar year already since January 1st of somewhere between $200 and $300. To me, that means we are beyond, not beyond, but behind, way behind schedule. So we are going to go above and beyond today, and we are hopefully going to be beyond 265 or whatever it is. I have my pennies. I took out my pennies. Guess who is on the head of my pennies? It's the head of Abraham Lincoln on these pennies. I have pennies here. The folders go from 1909 until about the 1960s, and then they give you some room to breathe after that. I think in these two folders, I have about 5 or 6 folders. I collect Lincoln pennies, but in these folders right here, a couple of my originals, actually not even originals from when I was a kid, but my originals as an adult, well, the ones that I had as a kid were in storage, but long story short, once I realized that I was indeed, as an adult, a Lincoln head cent collector, these were my first binders, so much so that this page has broken off from the rest and I need a new binder. So none of my 1909s, what I mean to say, are in here. In here you will find 1910 to 1977. If somebody, as always, would like to make a suggestion, I will take a penny of whatever year you suggest and interact and contribute and recommend, and I will take that penny and I will take it out, and it will be our lucky coin for the $20 ticket and the $30 ticket today here in the Quintessential Casino, the hottest gambling spot on this Saturday evening in all of Kings County, Brooklyn, New York. Has anybody suggested a penny yet? How many viewers do we have? 2 viewers! It's better than 1. It's better than none. 2 live viewers. All right, not to discourage people who are finding this after the fact. Saturday, 5 o'clock, we have 2 live viewers. Hey, that means if you suggest what year the penny should be from, you've got about a 50-50 chance of ringing in first. Tough crowd. My director of photography, my producer, Squeeze.
1917.
Somebody said 1917?
Brandon Allen.
Brandon Allen. I know Brandon Allen from my social media. 1917. Okay, it's going to be on this page that, as I mentioned, is ripped off from my first binder. 1917. I have a 1917, and I have a more rare 1917D. They made only about a quarter as many of those. So we will do the 1917 Denver. It's hard to see the 7 on this one, but here you go. And Squeeze has stepped away momentarily, so it's hard for me to know whether you can see that and it's in frame or not. But there you go. That's our 1917 coin. So it is what, 104 years old? And hopefully it brings us a lot of present day luck with both of these tickets. The first one we're going to scratch has 3 different games on it, and this one's the word game. This one is Cash Word 5. This one is the $250,000 Cash Word 5. You know, you make words, and the more words you get, the more you get paid. Again, the beneficiaries today are going to be St. Jude Children's Research Hospital and the New Jack Jerome Young Memorial Fund. Let's look at some of the words in game 1. And for those that are wrestling fans among us, let's see how many have wrestling meaning. Jewelry, ape, pink, I see winter. There was a wrestler named Winter. I see city. That's good for RJ City. I see moth. Shout out to my boy Marty the Moth Casaus. I see librarian. So that's going to be Leva Bates right there. So we've got moth, we've got librarian in the same game. I think that is about all there is with wrestling significance on that card. In the second game, we've got Jazz on the top left, just like Winter, another great female wrestling competitor, just like the librarian, Leva Bates. We have Relic, but it's not spelled like the Relic that was in wrestling. We have... That's about it, I think, on that one. And in game 3, would you imagine there's a leapfrog in game 3? Huh. Leapfrog. In addition to leapfrog, there's Golden, like one of Hulk Hogan's previous gimmick names, Sterling Golden. There is Link, like Missing Link. I like when there's a lot of wrestling stuff. I tend to think that it gives me a better chance of winning. I know that that's probably not necessarily the case, but there you have it. So between the 3 games, we have found 5 or 10 wrestling terms. I think our winning letters are going to be the same letters that carry over for all 3 games. So if we have it, we have it. And if we don't have it anywhere on this card. However, in a lot of states and in a lot of these games, they give you 18 winning letters out of the 26-letter alphabet. And it looks like on this card, there are actually 20 winning letters. So there are only 6 letters of the alphabet that we will not have. Hopefully those will all be ones like Q, Z, X. But normally they hit you with and give you the Q, Z, and X. We've got a multiplier that we'll scratch that says you can win up to 20 times your prize. I'll leave that up to you guys at what point in this we scratch it. And there's also a bonus word in game 2 that has a bonus prize. The bonus word in game 2, if you can see it, is comedy. All right, so let's scratch the letters first. The first letter we have is a V. What do you think, Squeeze? Should we, now that we've scratched the V, should we look in all 3 of our games and scratch off all of our Vs?
Yes.
Or should we keep scratching our letters?
No.
Do all of the Vs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, when should we do this multiplier that it says depending on...
At the end.
Do it at the end? Okay, great. So let's scratch off Vs. Jewelry, ape, I-E-O-I, toucan, moth, oval. There's a V in oval. Great. There is a V in vet and Venus. So that's a crossword right there. Great. And let me know if you see anything that I don't see, but I think for game 1, those are our 2 Vs, and I think it would be time to move to game 2. We get the okay from Squeeze. In game 2, there is a V in the, as a matter of fact, there are 2 Vs in the word overview. And I think those are our 2 Vs on that card. And there's no V in the word comedy, so that takes care of the bonus as well. So for game 2, I think I got both of our Vs. Let me know if you see something. Nope. Then we move on to game 3. And in game 3, there is a V in the word that is not on this card, because I think in all of puzzle 3, Squeeze can do a quick QC with us, and so can you. I think on all of game 3, there is no letter V. There is none. Great. So we've got all 4 of the V's that are on this ticket, and we're going to move on to our next letter. I'm going to skip around. I don't necessarily like to always do it in their order. I like to kind of have random mystery booking, if you will. So I'll go to one of the later letters, which is a Q. Remember, we didn't quite want Q's, X's, or Z's. We wanted those maybe to be amongst the 6 letters we don't get. We did indeed get a Q. Sometimes it's lucky for me, the quintessential stud muffin. More often than not, it is not, because a lot of letters don't have Q's, especially if they don't start with them. Although sometimes you get a word like unique or opaque that will have a Q in the middle. Q on this game, there are none. Q in game 2. There is one in the word equity. So right now our best looking puzzle is puzzle number 2. Is that in frame? Mm-hmm. Where you can see there are 2 V's in overview and 1 Q in equity. Great. And we go to puzzle 3 for Q's. And I do not believe there are any. I think we found the only Q on the ticket in equity. So we'll move on. And right above the Q, there's a U. Which makes perfect sense, because where you see Q, you usually see U come right after, as it did with our ring. So we look for U's. There is a U in the word U, Y-O-U, and the word toucan. So we've got that. There is a U in the word use and Venus. So we've got that. And there is a U in the word onus. Onus is not a rude word referring to a part of the backside. Onus means burden or obligation. Looking for U's in puzzle number 2, there is a U in abuse and gull. There is a U in luncheon. This game is looking real good early on. Almost too good. There's a U in occur. There's a U in equity that goes with the Q. And I think that's it. Squeeze up. So we go to game 3 with U's. There is a U in singular. Not the old cell phone provider, but singular as in one. There is a U in ant, or depending on how you pronounce it, aunt. And I think that is the end of that. Can you confirm that there are no more U's in puzzle 3? Hey man, all we've unscratched is V, Q, and U, 3 different letters out of our 20, and I will tell you that there are 7 spots real close to each other that we've got scratched in puzzle 2. Hopefully this $20 ticket comes back for at least $20. We are trying to make a donation today. How about K? For K, there is a K in the word pink. And I think that's it for game 1. Game 1, K. Yep, we go to game 2. For game 2, there is a K in the word elk. There's no K in the word comedy. We actually haven't uncovered any of the letters in the word comedy yet. Is that good for game 2? K in game 2. Let's start to do this a little bit quicker. There's a Because she does that because every time I say that, that's the key to me actually going slower and these videos taking 45 minutes.
We're already at 15.
No way.
15 minutes, 13 seconds.
Really?
Yep.
How many people are watching now?
6.
Ooh! Ooh! People have found us. Okay. I think that's it for the K's. Come on, squeeze. K's in puzzle 3.
Yep.
Next. Oh, now we're cooking with coconut oil. A.
Ooh, that's a good one.
A's a great one because there's an A in ape.
7 viewers.
There's an A in toucan. There's an A in mandolin, as in listen to the mandolin rain. There's an A as in oval, as in the female seductively saying, may I invite you to my oval orifice. There is an A in normally and array. This thing's going to be stinky with A's, cousin. There's an A in able. There's an A in stare, as in S-T-A-R-E. There's an A, there's actually 2 A's in librarian. Okay, can you confirm that in game 1, we have scratched off all the A's?
Yes.
We move on to game 2. In game 2, there's an A in jazz. There is... Wow, this one doesn't have a lot of A's. There's an A in air. And there's an A in hailstorm. Still nothing in our bonus word comedy, so I don't know that we've got much of a chance of having all 6 letters of comedy come up. But stranger things have happened. What do you think about A in puzzle 2?
Yep.
In puzzle 3, there is an A in deal. There are a couple of A's in tartan. There's an A in ready. There's an A in add, as in ADD. There's an A in nap. There's an A in singular. There's an A in leapfrog, our wrestling terminology here. There's an A in lab. There's an A in fair, as in F-A-R-E. There's an A in negate and in aunt. Apparently, bah is a word, as in bah humbug, and there's an A in that. And I think that's it. Can you tell me if you think I've caught all the A's in puzzle 3? We did really well with that one, folks. 5 letters down, 15 to go. We are actually on pace to turn this card into something something. Following the A is going to be a P. P as in puzzle. And it's good that P followed A because P follows A in the word ape. And we now have our first letter, the first word that we are 1 letter away from. If we get an E, we will have the word ape. Additionally, on this card, there are no P's in this puzzle. Can you confirm, Squeeze, that the P in ape is the only P on puzzle 1?
Your finger is covering some of it. Yes.
Okay. In puzzle 2, there is a P in speech. And there are 2 P's in the word pep. Which means if we get the letter E, which is always a much sought after letter, just like A, if we get the letter E, we will not only have at least ape, but we will also have pep, and we will have our first 2 words. Can you confirm, Squeeze, that we have all of the P's in puzzle 2? So with pep, we have squeezed all of the PP out of our number 2, and we move on to game 3. In game 3, we have a P in, for example, leapfrog and nap. And that's it, and that's that. That's what people say in a different part of town. They're like, that's it, baby, and that's that. And that's that thing. That's it for P's, right?
Yep.
All right. I'm just kidding. They say that in this part of town. You know who says it in this part of town? Me. The letter Y. Why? Because we love you. As a matter of fact, we love when Y shows up in the word you, especially if there's already a you there. Where else is there Y in this puzzle? Well, the word city. Anywhere else? Yes, the word array. Did I miss any Y's in puzzle 1?
No.
I'm just happy we got 3 of them. You don't always get that many.
This video is going to be an hour.
Oh, no. But it's a good one. Come on, is it possible that the only letter in puzzle 2 for Y is equity? Is that Y in equity the only Y in puzzle 2?
Yes.
Look at the bonus word, though.
Comedy.
There is a Y in comedy. We're now only 5 letters away from hitting our bonus word. Puzzle 3. What are we doing? Y?
Mm-hmm.
There is a Y, for example, in the word ready. There is a Y in the word nylon. And there is a Y in the word emergency. So we got 3 again. Can you find any that I did not find?
No.
No. Then we move on, and in between K and U, there is a Z.
Of course there is.
So we look to puzzle 1. And in puzzle 1, believe it or not, there are no Z's. But there are 2 Z's in jazz. And there's a Z in the word zillion, which I think is an actual word as slang. It's just not an actual amount, right? When you don't know how many illions or millions or billions or trillions something is, you just say there is either a zillion or a gazillion. Those are words. Those are not mathematical quantities. So we've got our 2 Z's. Are there any
What's
other
after
Z's?
trillion?
Quadrillion.
What's after quadrillion?
What's the only living creature that can be measured in quadrillions on planet Earth? Ants.
As long as it's not roaches.
Ants. Z's. I think there are about 14 quadrillion ants on planet Earth. Z's. I think jazz and zillion are going to take... You usually don't get more than 2 Z's on a game. Z's?
On what? The first one?
I guess both of them, but...
I can't see both of them.
Can't see one now, and then the other one. Is this good?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's good.
That's good, right? Game 3, Z. Any Z? I don't think so. No, and there's no Z's in comedy, and I think that takes care of that. And we have opened up 8 of our 20 letters, and things are looking good. Some of these puzzles are looking about 30 or 40% of the way filled.
Should only do one puzzle. We're already at 25 minutes. Keep going.
People love watching this.
Not for an hour.
It's going to be an hour long.
Not for an hour. Your phone's going to die.
We might not do one for another month.
Your phone's going to die.
People can watch it in bites.
Great.
Like the Joe Rogan Experience.
Your phone's going to die.
No, it won't.
Yes, it will.
The phone had 40% battery when I gave it to you.
And we're at 25 minutes. Keep going.
Next letter, H. Not a triple H, but a singular H. And you will find the letter H in the word moth. You will find the letter H in the word moth. Puzzle 1, H. In puzzle 2, you will find H. In puzzle 2, you will find H in luncheon and hailstorm. And not comedy. Any other H's? Or as Stephen Regal calls them, H.
No.
Oh, all right. In puzzle 3, there is or is not an H in the word ache. Also the word ba. And I think that takes care of that. So I'm going to let you QC H's in that. And keep in mind, the A and the H in ba mean that if we get a B, we have a word. So if we get a B and an E, we have 3 words. Great. We need a B. We need an E. We scratch this thing. And it is a B. And we have our first word. I went to the second to last letter. I went to like the semi-main event. And I was like, let's... And they gave me the B that I needed because I saw that it was missing from ba. It's not missing no more, son. It's not missing no more, Duke. There it is. And if we find L, we'll get lab, too. But do you guys see BAH? I went out of order. I went to game 3 before looking at games 1 and 2. But look how pretty that is. BAH. That's our first word. You do not get paid on this ticket until 3 words. So we are 2 words away. And let's look at the B scenario for the other games on this card. In game 1, you will find the letter B in the word librarian. What? 45 minutes?
20% battery.
20% battery? Oh, we really got to start throwing some mustard on this thing, man.
Told you.
I'm not going to be able to ask you to QC all these all the time.
That's okay.
We're going to, we'll figure it out at the end. Whatever doesn't come out in the wash will come out in the rinse, kids. So there's a B in librarian. In game 2, there's a B in abuse or abuse, which means if we get an S and an E, we've got another word there. Yeah, this is the part where we speed things up, friendos. And I think that takes care of all the B's in puzzle 2. And I think there's no B in the word comedy, which is our bonus word. So we go on to game 3. And in game 3, looking for B's, we come to... Oh, no, we did game 3 already. That's where the B was in ba. So there you go. So 1 word there. So that takes care of that. So we have scratched 10 of our 20 letters. So there are 10 left. And things are looking okay. At the very least, it looks like we could get 3 words. Maybe we will get our ticket value back, and we will have $20 to donate to charity. But hopefully, it'll be more than that. Here on the back end, with our next letter, a G. In puzzle 1, there is a G in, for example, the word. If it's here, and it has a G in it, I'll be happy to tell you. I'll be unhappy to tell you there are no G's in puzzle 1. In puzzle 2, there is a G in the word gull. There is a G in the word gull. There is no G in the word comedy. On puzzle 3, there is a G in the word golden. There's a G in the word leapfrog and negate. That's all. That's life. We're back?
Yeah.
All right. While you were gone, we realized that we had an M. M as in mishap, miscue, mistake, or whatever it is that took us off the air. But M as in our miraculous, marvelous return in the Quintessential Casino. There's an M in moth and mandolin. There's an M in normally. There is an M in those words. Puzzle 2. There's an M in minnow. There's an M in semi. There is, oh, we have another word. Amp. And there's an M in comedy. There's an M in the word amp. Do you see it?
No.
Yeah?
Which card?
Puzzle 2.
Yes.
So we now have one word there, and we have one word in puzzle 3. Any puzzle where we get 3 words, we make it a money. M, right?
Mm-hmm.
There is an M in emergency, and I think that's the only M there is on the puzzle that has the word ba already scratched. All right, well, we hit with amp, so we've got an A up here and a P up here, so let's see what's in between the A and the P. It is a W. After our M, we have our W. There is a W in the words jewelry and winter. There is a... That's it. On game 2, there is a W in minnow and overview. And that's it. There's no W in comedy. There's a W in west. There's... And I think that's it. Wow. One on each game, I think. Okay. We're down to our last 7 letters, and we've got, I think, no words, 1 word, and 1 word. Let's hope that these last 7 are pretty good. Let's do one of these kind of in the middle here. It is another vowel. It is not one of the more desirable vowels, but it's not bad. It is an I, and you will find I in winter, and you will find I in pink, to the tune that if we get the N in pink, we will have our first word in puzzle number 1. There is also an I in city. There are I's in librarian. And there's an I in mandolin. For puzzle 2, there is an I in zillion. There is an I in minnow. There is an I in zillion. There is an I in overview. There's an I in equity. There's an I in air. And there's an I in hailstorm. I did really well on puzzle 2. Not I, but I. I did so well on puzzle 2 that with 6 letters still left to scratch, look how well we're doing on puzzle 2, where we already have one of our words filled out. We also have one of our words filled out, ba, on puzzle 3. Let's see how well the I's do for us there. There is an I in singular. There is an I in link. There is an I in sardine. What a great word. There is an I in sonic. That's it. 6 letters left. Between the U and the A, USA, USA. S is a big deal around these cash word spots, son. You get an S, you are going to town. There is an S in the word stare. There is an S in the word onus and Venus. I can't believe there are only 2 S's on game 1. I don't know. There's an S in abuse. To the point where if we get the letter E, not only will we have ape, and not only will we have one other word, I think E was the key to like 2 different words, but E would also give us abuse, and we would have 3 different words with the letter E, which we are hoping is one of these last 5 letters, and not one of the 6 letters that they did not give us. And there's S. Ooh, I missed an S here in game 1. There's an S in the word use. I missed one. Boog. Didn't have you QCing. I missed one, and I caught it. There's an S in abuse. There's an S in semi. And now if we get an E, we get that word. Let me tell you something. St. Jude and the New Jack Jerome Young Memorial Fund, to all those of you who want to contribute, let us know. Donate now. But I tell you for sure that if one of these dollar signs here, these mystery winning letters, if one of the 5 is an E, it looks like big things coming for St. Jude and New Jack. And you can't spell St. Jude without an E. And you can't spell New Jack without an E. So what are we doing? S. There's an S in semi. There's an S in hailstorm. There's no S in comedy. Although there is an S in secret, and the secret to comedy is timing. Oh my gosh, there are a lot of S's on puzzle 3, like Weston singular, like sardine. Like else. That's it. All right, everybody. Positive vibes. 15 down, 5 to go. We've got our 1917 Denver penny. Positive vibes, man, on this Saturday evening. Let's give some good money to some good people. D. D as in Denver. There is a D in the word mandolin. And there's a D in the word need. There's a D for puzzle 2 in the word deem. There's a D in the word drop. And there's a D in the word old. Almost as importantly as all of that, there is a D in the word comedy. And now, with 4 letters remaining, if 3 of those 4 are a C, an O, and an E, we will have our bonus word. On puzzle 3, there's a D in the word deal. There's a D in golden, which is also ready, which means if we get an R and an E, we've got the word ready. And I think that's all the D's. 4 letters left.
Sorry.
Remember for comedy, we needed a C, an O, and an E?
Yeah.
Look what's after the Q.
Nice.
Nice! An O! Which gives us our first word in puzzle 1, the word Y-O-U. There's also an O in the word oval, and we're only missing an L from there. There's the letter O in the word moth. We're only missing a T from there. There's an O in normally. There's an O in lotion. There's an O in mandolin. There's another O in lotion. And there's an O in onus. Great. We have one word on each card now. We go to puzzle 2. There's an O in into. There's an O in luncheon. There's an O in minnow. And now if we get the letter N, we will have the word minnow. There's an O in overview. There's an O in old. If we get an L, we'll have that one. There's an O in hailstorm. There's an O in drop. If we get an R, we'll have drop and air. And as mentioned, very importantly, there is an O in comedy. So now let's look at our bonus word of comedy again. All that we're missing is a C and an E, right? We have 3 letters left, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
You need 3 words, right? To
3
win?
words on any, yeah, and it can't be the whole card. It's per puzzle 3. Yeah. Each puzzle plays separately. There's an O in golden. There's an O in nylon. There's an O in leapfrog. There's an O in Sonic. And that's it. All right. 3 letters left. With us not getting 6 letters, with there being 6 letters that we don't get to use, these last 3 obviously are super important. The first of the 3 is a J. There's a J in jewelry. I will tell you this much. Remember I said let's avoid J, Q, and Z? If we would have avoided J, Q, and Z, we would have never gotten jazz on card number 2, which is now 1 word away from being a paying ticket. I don't believe there are any other J's on puzzle 2. There's no J in the word comedy. And on puzzle 3, there are no J's. So we have amp and jazz on puzzle 2. Man, the letter E. Letter E would be amazing. We have 2 letters left, and there are 6 that we're not going to get, and we need an E. That gives us a 25% chance. We've got a T. There is a T in toucan on game 1. There is a T in moth on game 1. As a matter of fact, moth is now a word. There's a T in city, but we would need the C, and we only have 1 letter left. And we need a C for some words, we need an N for some words, and we need an E for a whole lot of words. Still going with T's now. There's a T in vet. There's a T in lotion, but we don't have enough letters left to get the L and the N. And I think that takes care of it. Squeeze, can you see any T's that we did not uncover on game 1? No? Okay, so the word you and the word moth have been uncovered, and there are a few other words where we are only 1 letter away. 3 words for game 1 would be $20 back. We look to puzzle 2 for T's. There's a T in into, and we only need an N. There is a T in equity, and we only need the E for the entire word equity. But believe it or not, those are the only 2 T's in puzzle 2, and there's no T in comedy, which means with 1 letter left and us needing the C and the E, unfortunately we will not win on the bonus word comedy. Can you look to puzzle 2, and can you tell me, are there any T's that we need to uncover? Nope, so we move to puzzle 3. There's a T in West where we only need an E now. There are T's in Tartan, which we cannot win with because we need an R and an M. There is a T in the word aunt. We need an N. There's a T in negate, which we need 2 different letters for, so we can't win with. And that is that. This is it, huh? E would be big. E would be a big moment in live scratch-off history. E's going to make a decent amount of money on this ticket.
We're going to have to wrap it up after this.
Oh, we got one more ticket.
Your phone is dying.
It's okay. We're going to do the other one real fast.
You don't know how to do that.
Oh, my gosh.
What is it?
It 80% of the way looked like an E while I was scratching it.
P?
Because it's an F. Puzzle 1, there are no Fs. Is this thing really going to give no Fs? On puzzle 2, there's an F in full, but we don't have the L's. And on puzzle 3, leapfrog. We are going to QC this when we're off the air. We're going to look into it, but I don't believe that our $20 ticket, the $250,000 cash word 5, I don't believe, unfortunately, that any of the 3 puzzles or the bonus word have come through. I believe it was just $20 invested for the sake of fun, chance, potential donation opportunity. So we move on very quickly, as Squeeze has told us, to the $5 million ultimate, a $30 ticket. It is loaded with $500 prizes. There are 3 diamonds up here. The story with those is reveal a 50, 100, or 500 symbol in any of those diamonds and win that prize. And then beyond that, there are these 35 numbers?
God almighty.
8 winning numbers and 35 numbers?
You're at 48 minutes.
Let's do these diamonds first. So we're hoping for a 50, a 100, or a 500. The ticket comes right out and tells you it is loaded with $500 prizes. I would love to hit one of those. $250 for St. Jude, $250 for New Jack. So let's see what happens in these diamonds first. We get a clover inside a diamond. We get a flower inside a diamond. That should be worth something, a flower inside a diamond. And in diamond number 3, we get a crown inside a diamond. Clover, flower, and crown. So now we're going to scratch the numbers. We get 8 winning numbers, and then we get 35 of our numbers. And the game is match any of your numbers to any of the winning numbers and win the prize shown below. If you reveal a win symbol, then it doesn't matter whether you have a matching number or not. Win means that you win the prize below the win symbol. If you reveal a win 500, you win 500. And then there's also 5x, 10x, 20x, and 50x. What's the best way to do this with 8 winning numbers and 35 of our numbers? Let's see. Winning number 3. Our number 7. Our number 46. Our number 6. Our number 47. Our number 9. It's my favorite. Our number 25. So there's 6 of the 35. in that batch. See that? See that group of 6 that are in that cluster? All right, take a whiff of those, because the next winning number is 33, which doesn't match. A couple more of our winning numbers are 29 and 36. Another winning number is 40, which doesn't match anything yet, but we'll scratch a couple more of ours. We've got a 39. We've got a 27. We've got a 31. We've got a 19. We've got a 35, and I'll scratch another winning number. 22. Does anything match with anything yet, now that we've scratched about half of the winning numbers and about half of our numbers?
Not that I can see, but it's... keep having to put my light on because it's dark. It's hard to see.
2 is one of our numbers. 37 is one of our numbers. 4 is one of our numbers. 18 is one of our numbers. 12 is one of our numbers. 15 is one of our numbers. 14 is one of our numbers. 17 is one of our numbers. 8 is one of our numbers, and I'll do another winning number now, and it is 26. Does anybody see anything yet? Nothing yet? Then we'll scratch our next number, which is a 16. We'll scratch our next number, which is a 32. We'll scratch our next number, which is a 48. And we'll scratch our next number, which is a 34. And then we'll scratch the next winning number, which is a 21, and is not a match. 22 and 26 are not matches. 3, 33, 40 are not matches. So we have 9 numbers left, and there are 2 winning numbers left. 49 for us doesn't match anything yet. A 38 for us doesn't match anything yet. A 45 doesn't match anything yet. A 23 doesn't match anything yet. A 1 doesn't match anything yet. A 42 doesn't match anything yet. A 43 doesn't match anything yet. A 13 doesn't match anything yet. And a 24 doesn't match anything yet. We have 2 winning numbers still to come. One is a 41. Which we do not have. And one is an 11, which we do not have. For QC purposes,
It's always a number above or a number below.
yeah.
I don't see anything.
So ladies and gentlemen, with those tickets, that was a $50 investment back in the day, and we tried. We have had 3 people so far that have reached out in advance of this recording, and they had terms that they would like to donate, and it was there were some matching terms, and there was I have to look, all of them are different, but there are, from those 3 people, I think, going to be donations, and hopefully from other people that are still coming in today as well. Sometime today, sometime tomorrow, please hit me up. please send an email to bookthestudmuffin@gmail.com, or please find me via DM or Messenger on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram. And please, as a comment on one of these lottery posts, or just in a message, if you can, donate. Let us know how much, how, all of the details, all of the specifics, how it should be broken down vis-a-vis St. Jude, vis-a-vis New Jack, Jerome Young Memorial Fund. Please donate in the next hours, in the next day or so. We're going to put everything together, and in the next couple of days from this project, we are going to get donations out to St. Jude and to the Memorial Fund for New Jack. Sorry neither of these tickets were winners. Hope all of you guys had some fun and had a great evening, and I hope you have a great night and a great rest of the weekend.